Good evening, everybody. What a happy night. I'm gonna sing a couple of songs preparing for our public meeting. Song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of let that radiate, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort. Cascades flown down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their heart, with love in their heart. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings. Make your small son a good Christian. Make your small son a good Christian. Oh Jesus, here I am, my knees on the floor, to say thank you, my Lord, for the life that come to this door. Your love is the key to change the entire world. Using these chains wisely, we will live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action.
Have you ever wondered if there's life after death? Would you like to learn more about this fascinating topic? So join us. Let's study and learn together these and many other topics.
you have left to do. I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more. No more sorrows. No more bad days. No more cries. No more dark cold place. No more fear. No more fight. Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, babe, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled water, fry. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more. No more sorrow. No more bad days. No more cries. No more dark cold place. No more fear. No more fight. I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more. No more sorrow. No more bad days. No more cries. No more dark cold place. No more fear. No more fight. Let the sun on the way shine, shine. Let the sun of the new age shine, 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 shine.
Never lose your faith in the brightness of your eyes. Never let the sorrow bring you down. Put a carry smile in your beautiful face. This way is much easier to go. Bright sun will shine. Let Jesus' love warm you up. Live happy your life and never think of giving up. Forget about your problems, enjoy living your life. Open up your heart for love to come inside. Jesus by your side, and with Him close to you, you'll be glad and never become blue. Bright sun will shine. Let Jesus' love warm you up. Live happy your life and never think of giving up. Bright sun will shine. Let Jesus' love warm you up. Live happy your life and never think of giving up. Jesus by your side. This way is much easier to go. You'll be glad and never become blue.
It's always good of getting together. It's always good to do the good. I I do believe the world can be better, and I know that you believe it too. Papa, Mama, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for a new dawn. This is the time for those big changes we have all been waiting for so long. Listen to this call, the time is right now. Here is the place, so let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. It's always good to getting together. It's always good to do the good. I do believe the world can be better, and I know that you believe it too. Papa, Mama, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for a new dawn. This is the time for those big changes we have all been waiting for so long. Listen to this call, the time is right now. Here is the place, so let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. Listen to this call, the time is right now. Here is the place, so let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight, we have a special night. We're gonna have our regular public meeting, but we will have a special people talking about. We are celebrating 1 year of our work. So to begin with, we'd like to welcome everybody, incarnated and discarnated. So our meeting ask in name of all the workers, we'd like to ask you if it's possible, turn off your phone notification. Find a quiet place that, if it's possible, gonna help to concentrate. And our meeting has the format of 30 minutes presentation and 10 minutes Q&A. And after that, we have a spiritual treatment. For the spiritual treatment, we'd like to ask you to set aside a container of water to be magnetized. And call for everybody. I'm sorry, we have a technical difficulty. There was no sound. But this was a call for our global Kardec. Let's try again. Later on, we can try again. So it was a call for our free online courses that will start next Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And now, to start our meeting, we'd like to do a initial prayer. And for this, I'd like to ask everybody to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. So we're going to start thinking and bring in our memory the figure of Jesus Christ, our brother. And in these moments, we'd like to ask the blessings like always we have. But tonight is a special night for all of us. We are celebrating 1 year of public meeting. And we'd like to ask your blessings for all the spirits incarnated and discarnated that helped us make these meetings a reality. We also would like to ask a permission for the good spirits be with us, be with all the workers that are here tonight. And with this feeling in our hearts, we would like to say thank you, Lord, for all the opportunities that you have done to us. So be it. We'd also would like to share with you a couple of announcements. Our meeting tonight, sorry, yeah, it's 8:30 here ED time, but we also is in a PDT time, 5:30, 7:30 at CDT time. And you can follow us through the Facebook and YouTube, the Spiritism Canada. We also this meeting is retransmitted by Conference Continental America and Spiritism Canada YouTube. But if you cannot be here tonight, you can follow us on Wednesday. This meeting is retransmitted by Kardec Radio through the Facebook and YouTube at 7 p.m. CDT, 8 p.m. EDT. So now I'd like to invite one of our workers, friend, and brother to start our meeting. Come on, Rod.
Hello,
Well,
Publio. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you today? How do you feel
Really,
with a special night like today?
really happy to be part of this amazing work and really happy to be here with you this night.
Okay, you have something to share with us?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I will start sharing here and I will see you back soon, Publio.
Okay, welcome, Rod.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here tonight. Je vais commencer au français. Nous tenons à remercier tous aussi qui nous ont suivis ici. We would like to thank you everyone who has followed us this far. Gostaríamos de agradecer a todos que nos acompanharam até aqui. A special thank you to the speakers who, during all this year, who came. Marcele, Publio, Larissa, Lucas, Ana Oliveira, Rodrigo Vilar, Ana Mesquita, Sérgio Tizen, Dr. Sérgio Tizen, Andy Flora, Lara, Verônica e Denise. We all thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. And to start talking, I want to say about we have 3 topics this night. I will start talking, and I have here with me, it will be with me here, Publio, to talk about the Spiritism. Then the second topic will be Spiritism in Canada with Marceli and Larissa. And to finalize, will be a presentation about Spiritism Canada with Rodrigo Villar and Veronica. And the Spiritism, according to the Gospel, according to Spiritism by Kardec, is the new science that has come to reveal to humans, by means of irrefutable proof, the existence and nature of the spirit world and the relations with the corporeal world. Is the key that enables everything to be easily explained. Through the Spiritist knowledge, through the knowledge from the spirits, everything becomes a little bit easier to be explained, because they revealed all the information that was a little bit unintelligible from the gospel and from before the gospel through the first and the second revelation. And we all know that after this full year of presentations, we discover many of that knowledge through these presentations. And this is one of the reasons we are here to celebrate, because through this channel, we could provide some of that information and share with those who were here with us tonight. This is why we have a lot to thank you. And Spiritism is the third revelation of God's law, after the first one from Moses, then the second one from Jesus. Now we have the third revelation, who came through Kardec from the spirits. It's not personified in any particular individual, rather it's the product of teaching given not by one person, but by the spirits, who are the voices of heaven at all points of the earth, and through a countless multitude of intermediaries. It means it's work from many places and many spirits who came to us to bring more and more information according to our level of evolution and capacity to receive it. In the same way that Christ said, I have not come to destroy the law, but to fulfill it, Spiritists say, I have not come to destroy the Christian law, but to fulfill it. And especially here at this moment, we have the image of Christ, because Spiritism without the gospel from Jesus, there is no reason. All the information that all the Spirit is bringing to us in every moment is just to complete the knowledge from the gospel from Jesus, and came not to destroy it, but to give for all of us a better and a clear understand, because the times are changing, the knowledge, our capacity to knowledge all this truth is getting more and more, we have more capacity to assimilate. This is why the spirits are bringing that knowledge to us through all these teachings. And it's very important to say that how can we recognize a true spiritist? Is not by any label, but by his moral transformation and by the efforts he employs to dominate his evil inclinations. All of us are in this path of trying to transform ourselves to be a better person, to be closer to God, closer to Jesus' teachings, follow his model of life. It's not easy for us because we have a lot of to learn. We are very small on this process. We are much closer than beginning than to the end. But we are all this together, and we are here to help each other in this process of evolution. And a great step of that path is that since then, people was seeing religion with the idea about being against science. But with the Spiritist knowledges, with the Spiritist teachings, we are learning that they actually are complementary information. Science and religion are two levels of human intelligence. One reveals the laws of the material world, and the other the laws of the moral world, but having the same principle, which is God. Science came from God, also the religion. And here I will ask my friend Publio to come in and continue this explanation about science and religion and why it's so important for us to understand these aspects of the spiritism as teachings for us. Right, Publio?
Yes, Rod, thank you very much for inviting me to share those beautiful words from a gospel according Spiritism and teaching us the importance of religion and science. How important is the link between these two things? But I'm gonna show you how easy to understand that. The next level. So science and religion are those two levels of human intelligence. One reveals, like Rod said, the laws of material world, and the other the laws of material moral world. So
Thank you, Publio. I will like to thank you, and I will pass to you. Please continue. It'll be a great talk.
thank you, thank you, Rod. So the first aspect, science. What does mean science and religion? What is that? So the science investigates, experiment, proves, systematize, and conceptualize laws, facts, forces, and phenomena of life, nature, thoughts, and the human feeling. So science can provide this. It can put as a science for us to understand. But what how this link with philosophy? Thinks, induces, and deduces ideas and logical facts about first cause and their natural effects, reflects and explains, defines reason and consequences, hows and whys of phenomena relate to life and death. So now we have 2 points: science, philosophy, and the third point is religion. Religion, from its scientific findings and the philosophical conclusions, result the human recognition of the divine fatherhood and the universal brotherhood and all beings of creation, thus establishing the natural code of love for God and neighbor. So those explanations showed us the Spiritism had those 3 points, and they are linked together. You cannot separate religion from science and philosophy. So the Spiritism has these 3 aspects: religion, science, and philosophy. How we can connect this? So this image show us in a very reasonable way, very clear way. The one, all these 3 points help us to develop, to evolve the spiritual life. That's the true life. So how we know that a person or a spirit is a way above us in evolution? So those are those spirits that understood all those 3 points and come back like this image, to come back and help us to grow like them. So let's put in your mind, the good spirits like Jesus came back to us, gave us a hand to help us to grow up. So that is the image of spirits that you can fix in your heart. The ones that above us come back to help us to go up. And there's a saying in John, the Gospel according John 14 to 15. If you love me, keep my commandments. And these important verses follow. I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. Those words are from Jesus Christ, saying that one day you would send another comforter. But we have another saying about the spiritual world through Chico Xavier, and his mentor Emmanuel said, Evangelical Spiritism is the comforter promised by Jesus, who taught the voice of redeemed beings, spread the divine lights throughout the earth, reestablishing the truth and lifting the veil that covered the teaching and its revival Christianity. So these spirits told us that the Spiritism came to lift the veil that covered the teaching that in that time Jesus Christ brought to us, we couldn't understand. So Spiritism came to show us this. And as the spiritual evolved spirits, we have many different ones, like Francisco de Assis, Allan Kardec, Emmanuel, and we also have one special spirit called Alta de Souza. She's a mentor and she already evolved, and she comes back and give us lessons, give through poems to help us to understand the law of love, the law of charity. And for this special spirit, we're going to invite now the two girls, Larissa and Marcel. Welcome, Larissa and Marcel. How are you today, girls?
Hi, Publio. I'm so happy to be here tonight.
Well,
Hi,
I can see
Boo.
your smile. Look at that. Look at smile, beautiful smile.
I'm happy too.
I can see, and I'm very happy. But I'm gonna leave you guys alone because I know you have a special thing to show us tonight. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, as Publius said, we are going to talk a little bit about our charity activity in our group, Spiritism Canada. So it's important thing to talk in our 1 year celebration. So Publius was talking about a spirit who was evolved. So who is this spirit who inspired us?
It's Alta de Souza, right,
Yeah.
Marceli?
Yes. So, so Alto de Souza, it is the spirit who is who inspire us to do our charity activities. So we are going to talk a little bit about the Alto de Souza program, and our mode is without charity there is no salvation. Is the Spiritism mode, right? So in the next slide we are going to talk a little bit about Alta de Souza. Who was this lady? Yes, she was a Brazilian poet. She was born in the city of Macaíba in Rio Grande do Norte on September 12 in 1876. She is the greatest musical poetess in Brazil, according to Luiz da Câmara Cascudo. The verse she wrote reflected the poet's reality. She left a single book, Horto, whose first edition, prefaced by Olavo Bilac, was a poet, a Brazilian poet.
in October 1899, appeared in 1900, and was sold out in 3 months. So she was,
Wow.
yeah, she was really young when she disincarnated, but she left her message. In the next slide, we are going to talk a little bit about the campaign, Alta de Souza Fraternal campaign. So, its fraternity campaign is intended to bring the sublimity of Jesus' teachings through the Spiritist doctrine to the homes visit in the form of a word of comfort and good cheer, and teaching of love vibration through message transmitted by the Spiritists responsible for the evangelization of Brazil, and as well to raise donations for family in need of help in food, clothing, etc. So the campaign happens every Sunday, and the workers, all volunteers, they go into the homes and ask for some donations, and then they make some bags with food and donate for people who is in need. Okay, so we hope one day we can do this in Canada, but uh, now we are not doing the campaign, but we are doing something to do charity, right, Larissa?
Yes, so definitely this fraternity campaign was the inspiration, right, for our activities that we are starting here in Canada. And definitely maybe in the future we will be able to create something related to this experience, right, in
Yeah.
Brazil. Yeah.
So now we are going to talk a little bit about our activity in London and Winnipeg. So it's the charity, our moat, as we said. And the next slide, we are going to talk a little bit about London. The Spiritist group Path of the Light in London, it started in December 2018 with in-person meetings for the study of the gospel according to Spiritism. But as everyone knows, we had the pandemic. So we need to stop our in-person meeting. And then we started to do online. But after the pandemic of COVID-19, the group went back to in-person meetings on Sunday. On Sundays is the day that we always have our meetings in March 2022. So, in addition to the studying of the gospel, we began producing peanut butter and jam sandwich and portions of cookies to be donated to the Project Hope. And later, Larissa is going to talk a little bit about the Project Hope. Okay. So, in the next slide, we are going to talk a little bit about Winnipeg. So the Winnipeg group started with the Spiritism Canada, with us here, and they started with the online talks about the gospel according to Spiritism, and they studies as well. And they do every other week on Sundays as well. The group donate water to people who are experiencing homelessness. So it's another form, another way to do the charity is to see people who need more than us. So we in Spiritism Canada has these two groups that today it's having the in-person meeting and is doing some charity activities. These are some photos, some pictures from the group in London, and we had some meetings, some meetings in the park. We had the on the bottom, on the right side, we had the one photo of the online meeting that we had, but we had lots of in-person meeting. Okay.
So many good memories, right,
Yeah.
Marcel?
So now
So
it's with
now,
you.
yeah. So now I would like to talk a little bit more about Project Hope London, which is the project that our Spiritist group here in London are being able to support. Basically, just to give a little bit of context, I've heard about Project Hope in the local news TV, and I decided to just follow their social media and just to learn more about their activities, what they were doing to support homeless people that were experiencing homelessness here in London. And on March, specifically this year, so basically the project is a non-profit group, and they have as their main initiatives the goal to feed and provide all their essentials like toiletries and clothing to people that are experiencing homelessness. So they are based here in London. And on March specifically of this year, our Spiritist group Paths of Light started the weekly charity action together with our Sunday study of the gospel. We started to have the activity of creating those sandwiches and cookies to support the weekly need for Project Hope. Next slide, please. Yep. So basically, right now, I started to volunteer at Project Hope, and there was the opportunity for another action, which was getting all the donations from the Scarves and like that they were receiving, and that the people that are experiencing homelessness were not requesting as much. So there was a need to utilize in another way in order to beneficiate them. So there was the opportunity for some volunteers on our group that knows how to sew to create blankets from the scarves. So that's why we here in London, we have two charity actions. One is the one that we call Feed a Friend, which is our weekly goal to contribute with Project Hope's goals of food. And our Spiritist group, on average, we are able to make 120 peanut butter and jam sandwiches and 120 portions of baked goods, which is usually cookies. But it really depends on donations. So there are weeks where we surpass like 160 sandwiches, which is pretty good, right? And the other action is from scarves to blankets, which is based on the donations that the project receive and that we receive from other volunteers. And it's basically the action of sewing the scarves together to form like a blanket. And to date, our volunteers have made more than 35 blankets. And especially now that fall is coming and winter will be here soon, there is like a really great need for people that are in the streets to have those blankets. And so you can see in the picture there, like there is one example of the cookies and the sandwiches and the blankets, right? You can go to the next slide, please. So here you can see a summary of pictures from different days with all the actions that we were able to do every week on Sunday with the gospel, but also making the sandwiches. And we are doing this since March. So from March until September, we will see some numbers in the end. Next slide, please. And then here are some volunteers that, including my mom, that does the blankets. Yes, and some amazing examples on how, like, one opportunity is making the difference for those peoples that are in need. Next slide, please. So these are the stats of from March until now September. We were able to deliver to help Project Hope 2,947 peanut butter and jam sandwiches, 2,726 portions of cookies. And we say portions because it's actually 2 cookies per portion per person. And another thing that it started not a long time ago, but we had monthly donation of gluten-free bread, and we are able to offer for our friends that are experiencing homelessness here in London. We are able to offer the option of gluten-free sandwiches with the bread that we are receiving. So we were able so far to provide 194. And the blankets, like I said, to date, our volunteers have made more than 35 blankets, and they are all given back to the project so they can provide to people in need. Next slide, please. And now I want to share the stats about our group in Winnipeg, that they are delivering the water to people that are experiencing homelessness. They started the action in July, and until September, they were able to give 260 water bottles for people that are in need in Winnipeg.
With messages, right?
With message, correct. Thank you, Marcel. And that's an example of the message that they are able to give there.
Yeah, to avoid
Which is
suicide. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's a great idea, right? Because it's an option to really propagate, right? The Spiritism through this message, and really important message, like Marcelis mentioned, because it's related to suicidal, right? So if they have any, we know that being in the streets, it's a really vulnerable position to be in life. So the message are a way to give some comfort and show that suicidal is never the option, right? Okay, you can go ahead. Next slide. Okay, thank you. I hope that our actions here in London and Winnipeg inspire other people throughout Canada and in other places, right, Marcel?
Yeah, of course.
And now I think we need to call for Rodrigo and Veronica, right?
Yeah, I think only Rodrigo is going to be here.
Okay. Hi, Rodrigo.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello. Wow, thank you very much. It's so nice to listen everything that I heard so far. So we learn about Spiritism, so the basics of philosophy, science, and religion. So we have our first speaker that introduced French, Portuguese, and English. So next year, I'm assuming we're gonna have some Spanish and Italian.
Hopefully.
So Roger needs to learn 2 more languages. So, and also very
At
nice.
least the introduction part.
Yeah. So and it's also nice to see that we speak about charity, and I really enjoy learning more about the activities. And sometimes you think, wow, but how much bottle of water and how much blankets or how much breads? But this is not. This is all about.
Yes.
So this is
Yeah.
just, the spiritual treatment that's happening during those actions that we are receiving, and the homeless people experience homelessness. Also, you're going to experience that feeling. just to have a moment in their day that can break that cycle of thoughts that sometimes are not very positive, and maybe give us hope that we're become better, and give them hope to trust more humanity because they are being exposed to a society that just ignore them. So
Yeah.
congratulations for this work, and they really understand that even small actions produce bigger results
Big
on a
impact.
spiritual uh, side of things.
Yes.
Definitely. Thank you,
Mhm.
Rodrigo.
Thank you.
So thank you for introducing me. I am going to talk about the continuation. I'm going to show some of our results about this year, and we like to share because those results are quite important to us. And I wanted to remind you, Emmanuel and André Luiz, in the book called Study and Live. So they say that Spiritism asks us for a permanent kind of charity. We talked about charity before, now we're charity, but this is a kind of slightly different kind of charity. The charity of its own dissemination. So the idea is to disseminate the Spiritism to bring comfort, to bring hope, to bring happiness to people. Which kind of people? Those that are in need. So if you are happy with your own uh, thoughts and beliefs, and you are totally 100% sure, Spiritism is not made for you. So Spiritism is made for those that are really desperate, in need, seeking for help and answers. For example, if I lose a loved ones, so imagine now a mother that lose a child, and they have this information that your son or daughter is still alive, not in a physical body, but as a spirit, and you're gonna meet each other again another day. So just imagine the power of this type of consolation. Imagine someone that died by suicide, and then the parents know that they're going to receive another chance because the mercy of God. So I think that's very comforting, consoling. So when we think about that, we also need to understand that we need to also bring that knowledge to people. Otherwise, how are they going to be comforted if they don't know? And our goal here as a Spiritism Canada, and have every Tuesday the Spiritism talks, is to provide a little bit of information, knowledge, and comfort for those that are seeking. So to give an idea of our statistics, so for this year, last year until now, we have 52 talks with the 14 speakers. As Rod mentioned you at the beginning, he named all our speakers, and we have 14. So we produce 3,640 minutes of live streaming in just our platform. We are also having special talks every month, talking about different topics, quite interesting, different subjects. That is, and how the Spiritism teachings help us to understand life, to understand ourselves, to understand why life matters. So why we suffer, and so many other information that's so important for us to keep us informed, and hopefully we move towards a more evolved selves. So we are transmitted, as we mentioned, every week at the beginning, and you probably memorized this already, but it's always nice to remind you that we have a YouTube and a Facebook. You can find us at Spiritism Canada, Spiritism Canada Facebook, YouTube. We do our transmissions on our channels, also in the Concafras Continental Americas and Kardec YouTube and Facebook. So we are out there, and we hope that we can somehow bring some comfort to those in need. So how about studies? So we show that we have our Spiritist talk every Tuesday, but also you notice currently that we are providing more information about our studies, our course. That's Go Well Kardec. So, in terms of Spiritism studies, it's nice to remind you of the Kardec says in the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 6, item 5. O Spiritists, love one another. This is the first teaching. Educate yourselves. This is the second. And that's one of our mission as a Spiritism Canada. We learn how to love each other and then educate ourselves. How can we educate ourselves? Through study, gaining knowledge, and then apply them in our lives. The application you saw before with all this charity. Charity is basically love in action. So this is the first. So then we have to educate ourselves to become better. So in terms of study, what we accomplished so far, we study every Saturdays from, depends where you are, is I'm gonna use EDT as our standard. So 5:30 to 7:30. So then we have the book Get to Know Spiritism, and together with this level 1 is 2,000 years ago. We always study 2 books. So then we have level 2, now Solar, and 50 years later. So the new group is starting we Get to Know. So we have a group that's moving to Naslar. So the Naslar is going to move to another book that's called Pass, but this is for next year presentation because it's just starting. And then there is another group here in Winnipeg that's already in the more specialized, and they are studying understanding the human pain and also mediumistic activities. So that's what we offer so far. And just to give an idea what we did so far in terms of study, we have 5 courses since we start in 1 year. We have 90 classes in total. We have 29 students, 7 instructors. We read, believe me or not, 10 books and 2,472 pages. And that's amazing. And we have 3 special class hands-on that I'm going to show you the following slides. So this is the one that we do. That's the suicidal prevention campaign. This is our online message that we send through our media, social media. We send through Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and many other medias with a message of hope that is valuing life. Another thing that we did as an initiative is Gospel at Home, where we get together and we spend time reading a passage of the Gospel. We explain this better when we are doing this activity, but basically we have reading of the Gospel and a discussion, but prior to that we have a prayer. So then we read the passage, analyze the passage, then we have a final prayer. It's basically take around 15 to 30 minutes, depends on the group. Also, we had the Spiritism in the North American Lands was an event. As you see here, everyone is with their eyes closed because everyone's praying that time. And that was a discussion about the challenges that we face in North America to try to spread and talk about Spiritism. And then we have the events. So what we did so far, we had our 4th Alta de Souza Fraternal meeting. So that was the planetary transition was the topic, was the beginning of a new era. And you have presenters from US that helps us a lot. We have special topics talking about depression during COVID pandemic. And we talk about charity, that's love in action. And it was a very interesting meeting. So, and I just finished my presentation here with Paul, letter of Paul to Corinthians. So saying that, therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. And then I would like to thank you, everyone that's watching us, that support us, that's taking coursing with us, that watch or live or another time. Is very important to us, and your support make a difference and keep us motivated to continue working towards, first, improve ourselves, and second, share a word of hope, of forgiveness, of love, of kindness, of respect, and any other values that Jesus brought to us and taught to us, not only saying, but by example. So now we're going to move to the spiritual treatment. And before we start, what is a spiritual treatment? The spirit treatment is divided in two phases. The first one is the pass, and the second one is the magnetization of water. Pass is the transfusion of spiritual energy, assisting our physical, emotional, and mental balance. To the best benefit from the spiritual treatment, please follow the guided audio instructions or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. During this process, please have a container of water with you, because this water receives the healing energy from our body and soul, which your family and you can benefit from. So now I'm going to do the final, the spiritual treatment prayer. That's also our final prayer. Let's close our eyes, if you wish, and elevate our thoughts to our Master Jesus, to the spiritual friends, for all these friends that's here with us, supporting us, discarnated and incarnated, that we keep the strength and the perseverance and the resilience to continue this work, because we know that not ours. This work is from the spirits that always intuiting us, always supporting us, and showing us the direction that we have to take. We are very grateful to have this opportunity to improve ourselves, to work to the benefit of others, that we can do charity, that we can study to self-enlightenment, that we study to gain knowledge and understand of life. Understand that life is a continuation, is a journey that never ceased. And death of the physical body is just an illusion, because our spirits are immortal. Please help us to receive all the good energy from the spiritual treatment that we're going to receive. And then we can use all this energy, good energy, to spread around our home, our place of work, towards our friends, towards all the people that be with us, especially those in need, those that are desperate for love, desperate for help, consolation. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. We are very grateful. So be it. Now, let's move for the spiritual treatment.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The pass begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the pass. Thank you, God.
Hello, everyone. Have a nice night. As a Spiritism Canada, we'd like to thank you for all your support, all your help during this year. Have a great night, and God bless us all.
Bye. Have a good night.
Thank
you.
you.
Everybody.
Come on, my friend, come to the light. Here with all our heart and soul, let's follow Jesus Christ. Let us preach the peace, let us preach the love. And this world already wonderful will be much more. Get up, look at the sky, in the earth where the flowers bloom with sunshine. Let's hold our hands and be together on this road. Then we take peace and love and spread it to the